All right, so here we are again, back at it. Um, as you can see by the title, this is going to be about friendship.
Supposedly.
We'll see how.
I do have some real notes this time.
Yeah, no, same. But where do we want to start?
I
Well,
d-
if you can hear my parents
can they literally
downstairs,
not?
no, or they're ignoring us. Basically, if you can hear my
I think
parents
she
downstairs,
walked away and then.
this is a budget. We're on a budget, so you're just going to have to work with us, okay? We bought the microphones that are best for this environment, so 1 second.
I think one day at work we were talking about this, and this kind of goes back to her like fitness journey situation. I don't remember who brought it up, but said something about a Snicker bar. So back in the day, I would count my calories in Snicker bars. So in one like standard size Snicker bar, there's 250 calories. So like I would count my calories in a like how many Snicker bars have I eaten today type of way.
Because, like, instead of eating 3,000 calories, I could have just, or instead of eating all that food, 3,000 calories or however many it was, I could have just eaten, do the
Right.
math, how many
Or
Snicker bars? Snickers
or if
bars.
something is like if a meal like an entire meal at McDonald's is like 1,000 calories roughly. It's like that's 4 Snickers bars. That's kind of crazy.
Like, that's kind of a
Like
lot.
that's kind of crazy.
And when you put it into perspective like that, it makes you really think about
It's like
how
a
much
really
you're
good way to
eating.
measure your diet.
It's like crumble cookie. Like, we literally had that today. And
Like,
how
do I
many?
want 1/8 of this cookie
It's
or
like,
a Snickers bar?
right. I would rather have a Snickers
Yeah.
bar.
Or
100%.
it's like, oh, this is 250 calories. Like, I could eat a Snickers bar.
What were we talking about though? I
I
was
don't know. I
sitting at
think
my
you ate
desk.
something and you were like,
I was
something you ate was like 200 something calories. And I was like, that's a Snickers bar.
I don't remember. I remember talking about it cuz obviously I added
Yeah,
it.
it's on the list.
But that was a big thing.
But you should all consider it.
It's funny because like
A
I
Snickers bar could be breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
yeah,
And then you'd be at 750 calories for the whole day. Like, that's doing pretty well. And you'd be in
it's
a
just
good mood.
yes, because you just what's that commercial?
We got in a fight at work. I
It
got in a
was
fight with someone, and it was crazy.
he's a very opinionated person and he doesn't take anyone's crap. Like, if you are giving him attitude, he'll give it right back. Mind you,
I
he also
just,
gives attitude to a lot of people, so it's like
in this day in
good, better,
particular, I
scary.
had just walked in the door, okay?
I don't know, people like that, not specifically her, but like people who get
It's
irritated
just,
by the smallest things make me so frustrated. And I say that like so hypocritically because it happens to me all the time. Like
yeah.
the other day, what day was it? It wasn't, it might have been yesterday or the day before. I was having such a horrible morning, and every single patient that walked in was so irritating to me. It was just like,
When?
I don't remember. I texted my mom because I was like, I want to cry. Like, today's so bad. Like, I hate it. Um, it was Monday. I was just having such a bad morning. I don't know what was going on. But
I
like,
think
I didn't
Monday, me,
I didn't like overreact to anything, and like I tried to be very nice to the patients even though I was like very ticked off. But it was just like I felt like I was getting the most picky patients ever. Like, that doesn't really feel right. No, it's still just like, it's just like doesn't. I'm like, oh, so what doesn't feel right? I don't know. It just doesn't feel right. I'm like, I can't help you if you don't help me help you. And it was just like, I think I
I
was
think we talked about
hangry.
this.
I think I was hangry, and there was just so much going on. It was a Monday, and I went home and ate and talked to my mom for a little bit. And I just like, I didn't really feel like a changed person after lunch, but I definitely felt better. But I like kind of just tried to change my attitude going into the afternoon because it was just like messing with everything that I was doing. Like, even our
Yeah.
coworkers.
I could be having like the best morning, and as soon as I walk in that door, like someone could say just one thing, and all of a sudden I'm in the worst mood.
No, it's like when you walk in the door, haven't even clocked in, or literally just clocked in, time card still in hand. Hey, can you do this for me? Can you go do visual field? Can you go do a puff? Can you dispense this? Can you give me a minute to sit down? Can you
I
give me a
just,
minute to settle? Like, oh, like I get it. It's my job and maybe no one else is able to help, but it's just that will set my whole day off. I don't know why it does, but like the second I get there and someone's asking me to do something, irks me.
see, that is something I miss about being there so early, because last summer when I worked in the morning, I got there early. Like I was the first one there every day,
Yeah.
which I liked because I like the slow startup of the
Open.
morning.
Yeah.
But I just cannot get up that early.
It's definitely hard. I haven't been
You have
getting
to maintain like the sleep schedule.
yeah. It's been like a get out of bed at 7:30
Yeah.
recently and it's just like I can't. I need to stop doing that cuz then I don't eat breakfast. But if I like I'll be awake at like 7:05, 7:10, but then like oh, I just want to I just want to lay here for a little bit and then it's like 7:27 and I'm like about Kayla and I would say disagree kind of heavily on friendships and how we go about them. I feel like there's just friends that's really attractive. I just feel like there's certain like things that we value in friendships differently.
Okay.
Not that either one is the correct thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not trying to say that. Also like there's just people that I'm friends with that you can't stand. Vice versa probably. But I was kind of pondering on this friendship idea.
Yeah.
And I really loved, I came across two, like, I think there's different types of friends, obviously, but I came across two different types of friendships that I think would be interesting for us to dive into. The first being convenient friends,
Okay.
which I think you and I know very well.
Can you give me an example of what a convenient friend would be?
I hang out with you because I'm around you often. AKA school friends are probably convenient friends.
Okay.
I feel like in high school, we had a lot of convenient. I feel like I did. I was not really close with anyone except for our friend group,
Mm-hmm.
but you were really close with like a lot of people in high school, like close though. Like you never
Yeah.
hung out with them outside of school.
No, I had a lot of convenient friends, I guess.
Right.
But I like I don't know how to explain it, cuz like my intention was not, oh, I'm just like your school
No,
friend. You know what I mean?
no, right,
Like, oh,
right.
we're just school friends.
I don't think that's how it, I don't think that's how like convenient, like you don't form a convenient friendship based on like your
Like
knowledge
based
of
on intention. I think
yeah,
a
thank
convenient
you.
friendship is
Uh,
formed just that's just the nature of it
right.
naturally.
It's like work friends too. Sometimes they're just kind of convenient friends. Sometimes you
Yeah.
don't really have like a deep meaningful relationship with them. You're just friends with them because you work with them. You know what I
But you
mean?
still value them.
Right.
It's just like I don't know, it's just weird.
Like that's what I thought too when I heard the word convenient. I was like that explains so many things. Like people that you only bond with over certain things and like hanging out outside of that just like it just feels wrong or it just feels weird or it just doesn't work well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I
I
have
in my life I don't really have any convenient friends at this point.
I think all of the I would say and if you take any offense to this, you shouldn't because when have you ever reached out to me? Like let's be real. My convenient friends that I see when I go out, it's like I see them, I love saying hey to them, I love catching up, but I'm never gonna probably ask to
You're
hang out
talking
with
about
them.
your people from high school that you see when you go out?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
And same with like they would never ask me to hang out. Like we are strictly convenient friends. Like, we're friends when we
Yeah,
see each
this is a
other.
huge area of disagreement.
Yes, because that's why I liked it, because
Mm-hmm.
I love to go out for the social aspect. I don't remember what I was saying. We're gonna have to switch because I genuinely have no idea what I was saying. We disagree on the fact that I like to socialize. Kale does not like to socialize.
No, that's not true.
Kale hates socializing with the
Stop.
people that I like to socialize with.
The point to Olivia's story, I think, is she made a lot of convenient friends doing that. Me, on the other hand, when I go out, I like to go out to socialize with the people I'm going out with.
Right.
I go out with Olivia so I can hang out with Olivia. Like, I'm going out with my group of friends so that we can go, like, have a chill night. Like, I have lived my partying life already. Okay. I have retired.
Not that I'm
the
like
dance floor.
well, yeah, the dance.
The
I love a good dance.
club atmosphere. I'm more interested in finding a table and having a chat.
Oh, and I 100% agree with that, though.
And if I see someone
But-
I might know from maybe the high school I graduated from, I'm probably gonna look away and walk a little bit faster.
Where I am the type of person to go say hi. Have all figured out that like we have grown up. I'm gonna be so for real with you. There was a lot of people in high school that I did not like, and I will be open and honest about that. They were horrible, mean people. They just had horrible personalities, just very mean, snotty people. And so therefore I did not talk to them. I have no shame in admitting that. That is just how it was. And they may have felt the same way about me. That is completely fine. I was definitely not a walk in the park in high school. I was not the nicest person either. But like coming to college and like kind of creating your own path, you grow up a lot. That sounds like we're so old. Like you realize a lot of stuff in college and you realize that it's just not that deep. Nobody cares what you think or what you're wearing or who you're hanging out with or what you're doing with your life. Like, go to college, don't go to college. Who cares? Live your life. And so like talking to these people I would have never talked to in high school is so different because we are both completely different people. I have had such deep meaningful conversations with these people I would have never expected. Like, I'm not going to sit there and yes, I will talk to some of them for a while if we get into a conversation. But if I see them out and about, I'm going to say, hey, what's up? Whatever. Okay, bye. A lot of times it doesn't go past that. Sometimes, yes, it does. And that's when Kale hates it because he stands there because he doesn't like to talk to them.
It's not that I'm totally fine with most of them to just say, hey, how are you?
Like, I see where you're coming from, but I just disagree because I like to catch up. There are a few people, though, that I will not hold a conversation with because it's weird. I can't do it.
I want to know because you were in love with him.
Because I was, yes, 100%. I was in love with this man for 4 years. And when I say in love, like, oh, baby Olivia was in love, like, no, y'all. The whole school knew it. And if you're watching from our school and you don't know who I'm talking about, like, that is crazy because his mom even knew. Like, everyone knew I was obsessed with this guy.
I haven't seen him around.
Oh
I would
my
talk to him.
gosh.
I haven't seen him around though.
See, and that's one of the people that I would stand there
I
and
don't
not
actually know if
speak.
I've ever talked to him.
He saw
I?
me one night and was like, "Is that Olivia?" And I was like, ew, like so awkward, so uncomfortable. Had like in the line for the bathroom. I can't talk to him.
That's just your embarrassment because I feel that
We did start a slight rumor at school, and
we started
that's all
a
that we will
rumor.
say.
It is pretty global.
We didn't realize we were starting a rumor, though. We thought that it was
We
true.
We thought. I still think it's true.
and
I
somehow it
I didn't
became
think we were the only people who thought this.
right. That's the thing.
And
Like,
I don't think I think it's true. I think it's more widely known. I just think it's not talked about.
I guess we'll never know.
Maybe one day we'll know.
So, we talked about situation or convenient friends. The next topic that I saw was seasonal friends. Now, when I say that, do you understand what I mean by that? Or do you want me to elaborate?
Seasonal friends?
Yeah. Like,
No, I get that.
okay.
Do you have beef with that microphone right now?
Yes, I really do. Anyways, yes, seasonal friends. I feel like I have a lot of these.
Let me just tell you my overall theory on friendship.
Give it to me.
Because this will explain everything.
Will it now?
Uh,
Okay.
and you already know everything.
I'm eager.
So, very early on into having friends, I don't really know when, but I remember people would say, like, I don't know under what circumstance or whatever, but they'd be like, "Do you hate me?" Like, do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I don't know in what circumstance this would be.
Yeah.
But, for example, like, someone would be worried that I, for some reason, disliked them, and my response would be, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't talk to you.
Period.
So, one, I don't give my energy to or spend my time with people that I don't enjoy being around
Yeah.
because I think it's wasting my time. Therefore, I really value the people that are in my life. And if I feel that probably that's not really reciprocated, or I don't know, almost like we talked about last episode, that if like almost like that can't be maintained, then I kind of self-isolate
Yeah.
out of that friendship. But moral of the story is I value like deep connection in a friendship. I don't
Yeah.
like I mean, I still value my friends that I have a long distance relationship with because I love all my friends equally. But I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, seasonal friendships are really hard for me
Yeah.
because in the off season, I really like miss them and I feel really disconnected from them. And then, like, at the beginning of the next season, I feel like I don't know them because I haven't been
Yeah.
around them for so long.
Yeah.
And it just feels weird. For example, like last one friendship that I would consider seasonal for me is Acadia,
Okay.
because we don't like she lives in a different city during the summer.
Right.
So we're only really like I mean she's still a friend, but
Right.
we're not around each other all in the summer. I don't see her really at all in the summer because we
Right.
both have really busy summers. So last summer I didn't see her really at all, maybe like a few times. But then like when we came back to school, like the first couple weeks, it just kind of seemed
Weird.
like I had to get to know her again almost.
Yeah, like you had to catch up.
Yeah, and it's not
But it
her
was, like-
specific.
Right.
It's I don't know. I've never thought about like that seasonal friendship.
Okay, so when I think of seasonal,
Is that what?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, which I like that you. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, guys. Me and the mic are just actually in a battle right now. So apologies if you're getting all the feedback. But I like the way that you put that because I do think that there are seasonal friendships in that manner. I think about it in like, I don't know if you've ever heard the term like, I'm in a new season of life.
like where I put it, it's like literally a season.
Yeah, like it's
Like the season is being
it's
controlled by
gonna
outside
come-
factors.
but it's gonna come back.
But yeah, like you're talking seasons where you guys kind of grow apart and then grow back together and grow apart and grow back together.
No, that's what you're talking about. I'm talking about friends that you're friends with for a moment. Like you guys are just like friends for that season of life, and then you just grow apart and you're never back in that
Never back.
season.
You never talk to them again.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily never talk to him again. It's just like you're never that close.
See, I don't have that experience
Maybe it's a girl thing.
because
Because, like, I have experienced a number of people where it's like, we're friends in this season of my life, but as soon as I transition into that next season of life, I'm like,
You just drop them.
we don't really fit. But I feel like most times it's mutual. Like, I'm kind of transitioning into a new season of life right now with like applying to school and like figuring out what my future looks like. And I can feel a couple of friendships just kind of fading and staying in my last season of life. And I don't know how to go about it healthily, because in the past I've really just cut them off. Like, truly, you don't fit in this season of life and I don't
Yeah.
care to figure it out. So
I
I'm
love how
just-
we totally had like complete different
yeah, that was
understandings
so
of seasonal friendships.
But I think your translation is, I didn't think about it like that, but that's so true. Because
Yeah.
sometimes like that's me and Hyundai.
Yeah.
We're very
No, yeah.
seasonal.
Yeah.
100%. And that was, I don't know if you kept that in the last episode, but that was mentioned in the last episode.
think
I'm
I
pretty
did.
sure.
I think it's in there.
It's just like we have those seasons of life where we need time away from each other, but it's a different, where like yours is like situational, like you're separated.
Like we're not controlling the separation. It's like
right. But
other
me and
factors in our
her-
lives.
Me and her are probably controlling
Yeah.
that separation.
Like you just grow apart and
So,
come back.
I kind of liked that that's how you were thinking about it.
Mhm. I want to bring up our rule that we had in high school. The rule we had in high school, which was no dating in our friend group.
No dating within the friend group.
Right.
Let's-
Like not everyone has to be single.
Like, no, yeah.
No
like,
one,
Me and Kayla are not going to date.
like
I mean,
we,
amongst other
no,
reasons, but
no members in the friend group can date each other.
that's better. Yeah. Technically,
Not that any of us would have,
dated.
well,
at,
I don't know.
no, because at the time, that's why we made it.
Yeah.
Looking back,
Did that, I don't know. Boundaries were
But
definitely crossed
even
regardless.
even Malibu's past
The point is,
girlfriend, she wasn't technically
she was
in
not in the friend group, but she was
she
friends, and that was ruined.
yes, we are
Yeah.
no longer friends
If
with her.
friends start, like if mutual friends start dating, your friendships
You better
are gonna
hope they
end.
get
Like,
married. You better
just to
hope
be
they get
clear,
married. Otherwise,
you better hope it's worth it.
From my experience, every single time, if it doesn't work, one of the sides is losing the friendship. And this happened in my life, because I was like starting to become friends with some of my ex's friends,
Mm-hmm.
and before him and I started dating, but we weren't like super close. So obviously when the breakup happened, they took his side, not like intentionally, but like obviously they're going to stay friends with him because they're way closer. But I lost that friendship. And like, yes, that was partly on me because it was hard to hang around them because they were so close. But
Yeah.
like, I've seen this in my life, I've seen this in our friend group. Like, if they do not work, I would say almost every single time someone is losing a friend in the situation. And it's just like, unless you know that these people are a match made in heaven, I do not recommend setting up your friends. Firsthand, I don't recommend it. You think it's going to be fun? You think it's going to be the best thing ever? It's not.
No, I cannot seriously think of a single situation. In fact, I'm thinking of one situation in particular that's going on right now, and it is causing a lot of distress. It has this friend group inside and out because two members of this friend group started dating each other. This could be a hot take, but
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
sorry.
we're so wrong, but it's just like from our POV,
Yeah.
if you're going to take any advice from us, don't ever set your friends up.
Yeah, don't set your friends up because you might lose them. And
At
with
least one of them.
Malibu's ex-girlfriend, she was my first ever friend.
Yeah. Do you ever talk to her?
No. Is that because of
them?
that situation? Or
I think it is, because when they started dating, we didn't see either of them
No.
ever.
yeah, they
that's how
which
it's-
I don't blame them. They want their alone time, but at the
Right.
same time, it's like, okay, but like you can.
That's kind of how it's posing to be.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him since the last time we hung out.
And they're not even dating anymore.
No.
And I haven't seen her since
High school.
probably like a year before they even broke up.
yeah.
They only hang out with each other.
Yeah.
So
Don't set your friends up.
And I was friends with her like probably 5 years before I even know who Malibu was.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not
just
saying it's
hot
anyone's
take.
fault.
No.
Like, you're in a relationship, whatever. Like, you're just having fun.
But
I just think it's
keep going, sorry.
important. I think it's interesting to see how other people handle relationships. And
I love that you bring that up.
it's great
because
to learn how,
I literally have
um,
that in our notes.
like,
Friendships versus relationships.
yeah, you should. I think it's important to prioritize your social life when you are in a relationship.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I can speak on that firsthand.
Olivia has, well, we have experience in that because
Yes.
Olivia and I lost our friendship for probably,
I would say
not
we
necessarily
didn't really
lost our
lose
friendship,
it.
but
Him and I were like best friends. And then I got into
we
a
were each other's
relationship.
number one on Snapchat, and then
Yeah.
she got a boyfriend.
And mind you, this was my first ever boyfriend.
I don't GAF about
And
Snapchat.
so, no, that was
just
a
to
joke.
give you some perspective.
But so it was my first ever boyfriend, and so I was just really like awestruck, I guess, at the idea of having a boyfriend. Oh my gosh, this mic, I'm gonna choke it.
Well, you keep hitting it. I would be mad too.
I don't know how. But anyways, and so there obviously are a lot of things that I would have done differently, and I'm sure he would agree. But one of the things that I did not realize at the time was how distant I had grown from my friends and my family too. Like, I was so close with my sisters, and this relationship just like, not that it's really his fault. Like, I'm not blaming him for it.
No.
It's just like the relationship in general was just like, it consumed me to the point where it was the only thing that I focused on. Looking back, do I regret the relationship? Absolutely not. Do I regret staying in it as long as I stayed in it? 100%. But that's, I mean, a topic for another day.
You can never go back.
Right. But looking forward, I now know how important it is to maintain your friendships while being in a relationship and having that healthy boundary, and understanding that, like, yes, sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice time with your significant other. Sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice time with your friends. Like, it's never going to be a perfect balance, but it's a very important balance to try and figure out. Also, important balance to try to figure out is include, like, you and your significant other hanging out with each other's friends. Because that was one thing, he didn't love to be around my friends for various reasons, which we don't need to talk about. But it was just something he didn't really like to do. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, let's hang out with your friends. So I hung out with him and his friends all the time. And it was like I had to sacrifice time with him to hang out with you guys. Obviously should have been a red flag, but you know.
You never know.
Yeah.
It's your first relationship.
When you're in it, you just don't see those things. But like, so that's something I've really learned is friendships are important. Obviously being in a relationship is huge, and like you can't just not hang out with them. Like,
oh yeah.
Right. But like, you also cannot just not hang out with your friends, because who's going to be there for you if they do end up breaking your heart? I was thankful that my friends were there for me, even though I kind of did ditch them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was huge. Like, I got really lucky, but I mean, what if they wouldn't have been? I would have had to do that all by myself, you know? That would have been horrible.
Yeah.
So that's why I put that in there, because it was like we've experienced that not only in our friendship directly, but also like our mutual friends,
right,
and such.
As the friend, we have been canceled.
Yeah. Right.
Not canceled, but
we've
canceled people.
We have. I want to hold this. Maybe we'll get along better if I hold it.
Okay. Just cradle her.
I feel bad about how we did it, but I don't think there was a good way to do it. Like, I genuinely do not think there was a good way. You know what I mean? Like, how do you do that without being rude? But I think everyone agreed with us, and then as soon as it happened, everyone turned on us.
It was like, oh my gosh, you're a horrible person.
Why would you do that?
Why would you say
We
that?
were only
Why would you say that? La 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 la. And then, okay,
It's like, okay, last night.
tell us if we're bad people and tell us what you would do. This is what happened.
I mean, at this point,
This
she's gonna
particular
know.
person was extremely distant with our friend group, and they had she
She
had
okay.
another friend group, which is totally fine.
Here, coming from our perspective, let's preface that
This
maybe
was our
she
experience.
maybe she viewed it differently, and if
Yes.
she is watching this, maybe she'll understand where we're coming
Yeah.
from.
If
Obviously,
she had a different experience,
I apologize, but this is where we're coming from.
Yeah.
Not only was she distant, yes, she had another friend group. Who cares? That's not what we cared about. It was
No.
the fact that every single time she needed a friend, we were like her backup friend group.
yeah,
She would choose us.
that's really what it seemed like.
That's how it felt. She would choose us when she needed someone to go to a sporting event to, or when she needed someone to go to XYZ, like an event, a school sanctioned event. When she needed someone to go with, she chose us. Any
It
other
was
time of the week,
never,
any
"Oh,
other
let's
time
just
of the
hang out."
day,
Like if we were all hanging out as a group,
she would never hang out with
never.
us. I do not think I
Never.
saw her once unless it was on school property or for a school sanctioned event. And to us, that's like, why do I want to be friends with someone who's,
Yeah.
I'm a secondhand friend.
Well, not necessarily do we want to be friends with her, but this is really what it came down to. We were going on a road trip to a state,
event,
like
basketball or
a
something?
state championship game, and of course she wanted to come because I guess she had no one else to go with. I don't know.
Yeah,
And
I don't know the sitch.
it was either gonna be her or another friend.
Yeah.
Like
That's a
it was
friend.
either her, but
See,
at the time,
you know
like
what?
we were
can
all
agree
a
to
lot
disagree.
closer with her
Correct.
as opposed to the girl who got canceled. So we were like, hey, there's not room for you in the car.
Yeah.
And that's really what started the cancellation.
And that's how we met with her after school one day, because of course, when else would we have met with her?
I feel bad how she reacted
Yes.
because I mean that wouldn't feel good.
Right. She ended up going.
She ended up going with other friends. Like
It wasn't.
it was a great result. She was fine.
I think we probably could have approached it like, hey, are you able to ask your other friends, or can you maybe find another group to go with instead of just kicking her out?
Like, is there anyone else you can go with? You have so many other friends that you hang out with
Like we
all
want,
the time
we want,
and never even talk to us. Like, can you please just go with someone else?
we want Pilot to come with us and like, blah blah blah. She doesn't really have any other friends right now, which
Yeah,
she
mind
probably
you,
did.
It's
but
not like we were driving a 2-person vehicle.
No, it was
we
one-
were driving a full size
SUV.
full
or
size SUV.
Well, yeah.
Like we had 7 seats.
8.
Okay.
8. We had 8. Is that
Yeah.
not 8?
No, 7. 7.
Oh, because it was
There's a
bucket
bucket
seats.
seat.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we were trying to do the most. Okay, we already
After we had deliberated for hours with everyone else in the friend group what we should do, they designated us to do this, and because no one else would have done it.
nobody wanted to be the bad guy.
And so we're like, okay, whatever, but you guys have to back us up. Yep, we'll back you up.
Yeah.
In the group chat, we got ripped to shreds.
And it's not like we weren't friends with her anymore. I mean, went to her grad party and
Yeah.
like
Did we?
I did.
Where was I don't remember. Was it at her house?
Yeah, you might have been in Delulu by then.
Yeah, but I still went to everyone else's grad parties with you guys.
Did she come to ours? We had a joint grad party. By
We
the way.
did.
I flex that all the time. I'm like, like at work, I'm like, did you know? Like, we had a joint grad party.
the
Don't
best
forget
decision we ever made.
that. It was so good.
I would have hated having to do that by myself.
Yeah,
because
if I had my own, it would have been empty.
well, that wasn't what I was worried. That sounds really bad. I wasn't worried. I didn't care if it was empty or not. I just didn't want to talk to people by myself. I hate being the center of
that's true.
attention. And like I knew at this point I had known a lot of your family because I had went to
Oh yeah.
your hometown with you. And so like seeing them was so fun, and I mean, granted, you didn't know a lot of my mom's friends, so that was probably
No,
kind of awkward for
I
you.
didn't
But
care.
hey, this is my friend Kale.
Yeah. I mean, they all knew
We
it
had
was
banging
gonna be someone
food.
else there too.
I'm pretty sure that a lot of people said that we had like the best food, or because we had a coffee bar,
Yeah, we had biscuits and gravy,
a fruit parfait.
fruit parfait,
Like we,
donuts.
like we were banging a
We
candy
popped
bar.
off.
We really did.
Yeah, we had all the juices. It was like a brunch situation. Such
Yeah.
a cute venue.
Yeah, I
I don't
remember.
know that she came. Imagine
I
she did, and we're just
I'll
being
look at
so mean right
I'll
now.
look at my thing
Let's look
when
at our
I
books.
yeah.
If she came,
We'll come back later.
she probably did. She probably did.
Speaking of the other person who got canceled, he did come and he signed my poster because I didn't have a book. I had like a poster that said graduate, and I don't know, my mom ordered it off Temu probably. But he signed it with like good job, coach.
That just feels
Good
like
job,
a
coach.
movie to me.
I was like, I didn't even notice it until like literally last year when I was putting it somewhere, and I like looked and I saw his name. And it's like I don't know. I'll look, but I think it said like,
I should read mine.
good job, coach. And I was like, what the? Huh?
Every time I like reflect on that person,
That was
any
a whole
moment
movie.
around that situation, it's a movie. Do you remember his grad party?
Awkward. And the brunch that we had at his house because his parents didn't know. We had canceled him, and then his parents were
His
like, "We
family
wanted to
invited
brunch for
us to
you."
a senior
Mind
brunch
you, his
at their
parents are
house.
so amazing. Loved his parents.
Great family.
Yeah, not a great person. And he texted us, and we were like, "Well, we have to go."
Why are
like,
you asking us to come?
obviously, he didn't tell his parents. Whatever. We hadn't hung out with him since we canceled him. I'm pretty sure.
No.
Oh my gosh! But I had class with him every day. That was just. And then he like literally choked me in class one day. Trauma.
That is insane.
And you know how I know it was bad? Because I was in a lab group with him and two other guys. No, I'm not one of those girls. That's just how the cookie crumbled.
She's one of those girls.
And I knew it was bad that when he did it, because at the time I was like when it happened.
She was kind of into it at first.
No, I was not even slightly. I was dating my ex at the time. I was not even interested. But he had done weird things like that, like not inappropriate, but it was just like
he choked
weird.
me a few times.
Like it was just like what
and I
he
probably
did.
didn't dislike it, to be honest.
Anyways, I knew it was bad when the other guys in my group looked at me with so much pity. Like, are you okay? Like, are you safe? Like the look in their eyes was concern. And I said, oh, that was bad. That was inappropriate. And that's when like shortly
like
after that, the cookie
peers,
crumbled.
Like look, like
yeah, like why are you still friends with this person? And shortly after that was the whole drama.
Well, another movie is the whole blowout that happened in the hallway in public.
Yeah, that was
in front of lines of people
during testing. Yeah,
during state testing.
I think it was that was a semester test, state testing, whatever. It was crazy.
A movie. I reflecting on this like situation every time I do, it just like makes me sick because I just feel like there have been so many things in friendships that I've been involved with that have ruined friendships that like were not necessary.
Right.
Like things happen that did not have to happen. Like we could still be friends with all of those people.
100%. 100%.
Maybe we are a pretty common factor. We might be the problem.
Maybe we are the problem. Really huge. I think both of us, I know for a fact, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know for a fact I've experienced this. Expectations invite failure and disappointment. When you expect a friendship to be so good, and you're going to be let down. Mm-hmm. You are going to be let down. Something's going to happen. And we were kind of warned about this person, but it was like we'll give them a chance. Like, everybody makes mistakes, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be good. Like, we're going to be different. And I think we should have just went into it with hesitation, you know? Obviously, don't hesitate on every friendship, but, you know, you got to have to feel it out.
I think what led us wrong in that situation was trust.
Yeah, for sure. We were way too trusting.
Which, how could you not trust a person like that?
Right, yeah. I don't know.
Back to your expectations invite failure.
Yeah.
I found that quote from a TikTok about, I think this is like a show of couples therapy.
Oh my gosh.
It's
We
like
are
actual
in couples therapy.
couples therapy, and it's filmed.
Interesting.
It's like a TV show.
Fascinating.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
So I'll show you. I'll show you a clip. But
Okay. My hair keeps getting stuck.
the woman was like, she said like, I expect whatever, whatever, whatever. And then the therapist said that
Expectation invites failure.
yeah. When you expect something from someone, it invites the potential for failure, which is a toxic environment for a relationship.
I think not only expecting something from
You
someone.
shouldn't expect things from people in relationships.
Friendships too.
Or
Any
friendships.
relationship.
You should long for.
That's amen to that. I think that you not only not expecting things from people, but from situations. I have learned that going with the flow is the better choice in most situations, because when you expect a plan to occur with all this detail that you've put forth, expect it to go just like this is what we're doing at this time, this is what we're doing at this time, you're gonna be let down. And I think I've noticed this, like when we try and plan something, go with the flow, because the minute you start trying to plan, yes, you can plan events like, hey, let's do this one day, let's do this another day.
See, that's how I am.
Let's get dinner here at least one time. But when you're like, we're gonna get dinner here this day and dinner here this day, it's like you're gonna be let down, because what happens if nobody's feeling tacos?
Yeah, I am a very planned person, and I'm a very organized person, because I deal with unorganized, unplanned, to go with the flow people. If you're too much go with the flow, we're not going to get along.
Yeah.
And
like, come have a little pep in your step.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah. So like, I'm very planned on where we're going to stay if we're planning a trip.
If you're too go with the flow.
Yeah. So I think that when you're like, you can't be too go with the flow when you're planning something.
I agree.
I don't know that.
I
sounds
agree.
dumb, but-
No, I agree, but also like I used to be the type of person who is like A, B, C, like we are doing this event at this time, this event at this time, this event at this time. And I've realized like I've had to let that go. Like it's a structure, like let's plan a structured vacation or a structured outing, but you have to be okay with things not going exactly to plan.
My thing, like, okay, this is gonna be crazy.
Let's hear it.
At our point in our lives right now,
Yeah.
our entire lives have been structured.
Yeah.
Because we have not made out of education yet.
Right.
So, like, we haven't.
We go to class at a certain time. We do.
Yes.
Yep.
We
go to work at a
have
certain
woken
time.
up at a certain time our whole lives. We've gone
Yeah.
to class at a certain time. We've had to work at a certain time. Everything has been very scheduled. So that's where I feel comfortable being. And some people don't feel, or some people find joy in like having a day unplanned, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's not how I am.
Right.
Like on the weekends, I don't just sit around my house and do nothing.
Right.
Most of my weekends, I'm out of town,
Yeah.
elsewhere, wherever that may be. Or I'm, and when I'm out of town elsewhere, I'm still doing stuff. Whether it's redoing my grandparents' landscaping, ripping off and putting up new siding on my parents' house. Like, always doing something.
Right.
Or, like this past weekend, I painted all my patio furniture, repainted all my patio furniture for my deck. So, because this is the thing. I have this problem. Like, I can't sit around. I can't sit around all day and do nothing. I just feel like my entire
A waste of
life
space.
is wasted.
I am the same
Like, if
way.
I sit around and do nothing for one day, even maybe half a day.
I literally
like,
feel like
half
the
a day
biggest
maybe.
waste of life.
Yeah. Like, I think my whole life
Like,
is
what
over.
am I even doing?
Like, what am I doing with my life?
Yes.
What am I doing? Like,
This
my summer's over. I
happened
just
to me.
wasted my
Oh
whole summer.
my gosh.
And listen, we're 2 weeks into summer.
Literally, this happened to me this past spring semester.
Yeah. So I've learned I need to keep busy.
Yeah,
I'm good busy.
I agree.
And busy has to be busy with a plan.
Yeah,
So that's why
I
I
agree
always
to
have a
some
plan.
extent. But this happened to me this last spring. I had nothing to do. I had no tests to study for. I had no homework to do. Most of my friends were out of town or gone doing something or had plans that I wasn't invited to, but like not like a you're not invited to. It's just like dinner with family, whatever. And I sat at home and watched my show all day. And I sent my sisters a video of me bawling in my room. I said, I have done nothing today. I feel like such a waste of space. Can we please go get dinner? I need to do something with my life. Otherwise, I'm going to go insane. Mind you, it was like 6 p.m. Could have gone to bed, but I'm going to wake up at 3 in the morning.
Over spring break?
No, it was just a random Saturday.
Did you get dinner?
I did. We did. But they saved the video and they said, we're using this someday. I will literally play the video. Like I'm going to find it.
Like if
It's just like horrible.
sit around too long, I crash out.
Yes. But it's crazy because like Christians like are called to like a day of Sabbath where you do literally nothing to honor the Lord.
No.
It's a pride thing. I have tried, and I know it's something I need to pray about and figure out with the Lord, but it's so hard. It's so hard.
Like every once in a while, I'm like, okay, I just got home from work. I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes. But
not for a whole day.
And then I'm like, okay, TikTok's boring. Like 20 minutes later. Let me find something to do.
I found it. It was February 8th.
Because I'm so bored. I've done nothing today. And I feel like a waste of space. I need to do something. Oh my gosh, I've literally been bed rotting and I hate it.
Like, they saved this video. My sister said, I'm using this someday against you.
I also just want to say a few things about our last episode. One, who's going to be your guest? Who's going to be your first guest?
It's going to be a minute because we'll need to buy another microphone.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get on that. I have lots of people who want to be a guest, but I'm like, guys, we got to kick this off first.
Should we quickly talk about what's going on at work right now?
Yeah, let's end it with that.
And then
and we're going to go bake.
Then we can finish our night and go back to work tomorrow.
In 15 minutes.
Like in 15 minutes, basically.
Work has been good. Work has been so good this week. It's been crazy hectic, busy. I think
work has been good.
I think people are kind of getting in the groove of summer, and so we've just been really busy.
Starting to pick up with all the kids.
But I like
starting a competition with ARs.
Yeah, you go for it.
I'm going to because I think something is being scammed. Because there's no way she has that many.
every.
See, what I don't like about it is
I would rather do testing, honestly.
I like to put my orders through as the day goes on.
Yeah.
And where I am, I get pulled so many different directions that it
Girl.
just keeps building up and building up and building up, and it stresses me out.
Come sit at my desk. Nobody talks to me over there. Ain't no people just come and get their glasses adjusted.
See, and I hate that.
Yeah.
I would rather check someone in than adjust someone's nasty, crunchy, stinky,
Clean your
greasy
glasses. It's not that hard, people.
And yeah,
My favorite, honestly, I'm going to change mine this week. Today. This episode. I am going to say I just really like Equinox because I know you and her beef, but I've never beefed with her before. She's just so funny. I love her. Malibu, I don't know. I like where she's at in her life, and she's really easy to talk to and relate to. So I love her, and I love Equinox. I don't know. I love them both. Can I choose two?
no, but that's okay for now.
Sorry, guys. I can't choose right now.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe I'll do Equinox because I did Malibu last week. Nothing has changed with Malibu, but I don't know. I feel like I need to switch it up.
I really would think I want to talk about Ultima. I
Okay.
think today she's my favorite.
I love that for you. Camera's almost gonna die, so we are wrapping it up. But speak on Ultima, and then we'll go.
Okay. Similar reasoning as Durango from last week. She's always in a good mood.
Yes.
She's always smiling. She always is wearing a cute outfit.
Yes.
I feel like I have to tell her, I love your outfit today, but then it just sounds fake.
Right.
So, like, I'm limited to once a week.
I also
And then
really
it's like,
like
should
how
I-
her outfit today though was so cute.
Yeah, but I said it yesterday, so I can't say it 2 days in a row because I don't want her to think I'm faking it.
I will say one thing about her. She always appreciates my help. Like, that sounds stupid, but like
no, that makes sense.
some people, like, she never really asks us to do much, but when we do, we help her because what she does is very stressful. And so, but she always thanks me. And even today, she didn't even ask me to do it, but I think one of the doctors did or something. And I was walking past her and she's like, "Thank you so much for your help, Olivia." I was like, "You're welcome." Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
she's very genuine.
Yeah.
I wish she would be up front more.
But she doesn't really have time.
She's too
for
busy.
it. Yeah.
She has so many different glasses,
Oh my gosh.
and
She's
like
so
she
cute.
matches them to all her little outfits,
Yeah.
and she's just so cute.
She bought another pair of sunnies.
I know.
They're cute. Okay. Anyways, this hoe is about to die. So we
Yeah.
gotta go.
Thank you again.
To all the haters and all the lovers.
Yeah.
Let's meet in the middle next week.
How do you feel about this camera lens?
Yeah, we're switching out.
It's a little bit of a different color. Let us know. Do we look more tan? Does it look okay?
Better or worse than the first episode?
1 or 2?
3 or 4? Literally my
This
entire
one?
life.
Or this one?
They're or are they about the same? Anyways,
1
we are gonna
or
be back
2?
next week. Whenever we're gonna
It's
record.
never 3 or 4. That's too many.
5 or 6.
No.
Anyways,
Bye, everybody.
we'll see you back
Let
next
us know what you
week.
hate about us. What you want to
Yeah,
hear.
please do. Okay,
They're probably
peace
like,
out.
we literally gained nothing from this. We just like heard all
Why are
about
we
your
even
drama. Like,
watching this?
you could have this. They're probably thinking we should just be having this conversation
By ourselves.
like without our camera.
Well, you know what? Let us live.
Maybe we will.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.